Today I got some slides on a bunch of topics, and I don't think we're going to get through them all, if I remember right. Looking ahead, yeah, we'll finish them up soon, but not today. But yeah, let's get started talking about social media, and they also have some Python to show you. It's like a weird philosophy plus programming lecture today, because why not? All right, so let's talk about social media, because odds are most of us in this room have a social media account, at least one, and we are sharing stuff with the world, and so many things, sadly, maybe sadly, I don't know, depending on your viewpoint, so many things that you can maybe post are going to end up public one way or another, are public for people to see. So let's talk about social media. We'll talk about some issues. We'll try to answer these questions. Some issues with social media, and like since we all use it most likely, like how can we use it in the best way possible, making informed decisions, being good internet citizens. So I just have some anecdotes, some fun ideas of social media. So I guess the most popular one back in the day was Facebook, right? So like this is a Facebook example, I think. So your employers, people that you work for, or people that you're trying to apply to and get a job there, they can look at you, right? They can look you up, they can search you. So if you have a job already, what you do on your computer, like this is a school laptop. I would never log in on anything I didn't want the school to see on it. What you do on a computer can be monitored these days, right? Everything that you can do. So here are some things that the school could be doing on this laptop if they really wanted to. They could be looking at my screen all the time. They can like log in and look at the screen. I don't know that they're there. They could track everything that you do, everything that you type on the keyboard. That would be kind of illegal because then they get your password, but that's technically something they could install. Track all the stuff you type on your keyboard. So if your boss wanted to, like on your work issued laptop or the desktop that's in front of you, like here it is, they can look at your screen. They can watch your mouse move. Disgusting, maybe. I don't know. But that's a possibility. That was not at all possible back in the day before computers, right? It's just like if your boss wasn't in the room, you could do whatever you want. Yeah. Nowadays, like anybody can see your screen. Interesting. Not possible in the pre-computer era. So maybe that's unfortunate. Who knows? And then likewise, if you're trying to apply for a job, like you can be Googled nowadays. People can do that to you. Hopefully there's nothing bad that comes up when they search your name. That's another thing that like was not possible before. Like have to do like a background check or something if you really needed to know about somebody. But now somebody can just Google you. Hiring manager. So that's interesting. And here's some examples from our textbook. I think they're both having to do with Facebook. So one interesting idea is that what you do in your social life can come back to bite you, sadly. The school district ended up firing a teacher because there was a photo of her drinking in a bar, which makes no sense to me. But apparently the parents probably complained or something, and I don't want my children being taught by somebody who drinks alcohol or something like that. Who takes pictures of themselves in a bar. It's so silly. But that person got fired for something that they posted and that they did off their own, off the time that they worked. Weird. So that's a thing. It's very odd. But nowadays this is all possible. Another funny one is that a sheriff, so like the head honcho in the police department, they fired a deputy sheriff, which I think was below that person. So a sheriff fired a deputy sheriff for liking a Facebook campaign page of somebody else trying to run against the main sheriff, the current sheriff. That's hilarious. So again, like what you do on the internet can show up and haunt you in your day-to-day work life. So technically this was free speech, right? But I guess you can make the argument that if this person was liking the other sheriff's campaign page, probably not a good employee of the current sheriff. Who knows? But that's something again that like would never have happened before the internet. Like nobody could see your personal thoughts like that. It's just so easy on social media. Okay, so hopefully that's making some sense. It's very weird, things that are possible these days, but now we know. So here's some more ideas. Like you've probably seen, I've seen old people make these posts on Facebook before, like in all caps, of course. So like, Facebook does not have my permission to share my photos or messages, things like that. Have we seen that before? Like, is it just me, friends with old people? So this does not do anything at all. First of all, making this, like, saying this on Facebook or some other place, you give Facebook permission to use your photos, look through all your messages just by using Facebook. Right? So that thing that we never read, right? It's the terms of service. That's allowed. That's allowed in the terms of service for sure. You, just by signing up for a Facebook account, have agreed to Facebook's terms of service, and they can do whatever they want. They can train their AI on your images that you post. That's the idea. Okay, so that's the thing. Hopefully, we knew that, but now we all definitely do. Any comments, ideas, thoughts about this? It's a little weird, right? It's the kind of stuff that's possible these days. I just want to get your mind moving. All right. A fun one is this is applicable to me because I have a very long Duolingo streak. But back in the day, Duolingo used to not have any ads. Crazy enough, but they changed. They tracked people instead. So they were supposed to make their money through translations. So now it's more of an ad-based social media kind of network. So it changed. But the way that Duolingo started, the way that they wanted to make their money is like newspapers, foreign newspapers, for example, would post like sentences of their articles for people like learning, like say it's a Spanish article. That would be posted for Spanish learners to take and to translate. So they would show a bunch of like this sentence to a bunch of language learners, and they would be asked to translate that sentence. And if enough people translated it in the same way, that's what Duolingo gave back to them and said, like, that is the translation of that particular sentence, which is kind of cool. It's a cute little idea. Like, people want translation done by humans, and like, here's a way. That's what Duolingo used to be about. But now they make their money through ads, and it's more like a social network now. So, oh no, we'll have to talk about ads. We're getting there because ads track you and things like that. We don't like it. So that's a fun idea. So things that didn't used to be social media, like it's so lucrative to become a social media company nowadays. So there's that. And yeah, we should zoom in and focus on ads now because there are a few things that may not be apparent. Like we use Google all the time or some search engine most likely, similar to Google. Google is not a search company. We should say that right now. Google is an ad company. They do not make their money by you searching things. It's like that's wasting time on their servers, right? So how do they get that money back? They sell ads, right? So when you search for something on Google, you're going to see stuff up top, like it says like promoted or something. Those are people paying for their websites to be shown first to you. That's how Google makes their money, right? Like we're talking 85, 90% of their money if you go and look at their books, I think. Last time I checked. So the vast majority of Google's revenue comes from selling advertisements. And think about their goals versus your goals. Do they align? Like they want to make as much money as possible. They're a company. They're a publicly traded company. They want to make a ton of money to please their shareholders and their employees who have stock. That means that they need to get as many people as possible to click on those ads. Crazy, huh? Does that align with your interests? It depends on if those websites shown to the top are good ones, I guess. Yeah. Interesting. So, yeah. Interesting things to think about. Crazy things to think about. What does this mean for you? A few things that I can think of. Like sometimes it's hard to notice. Like it's very grayed out, right? The fact that was a promoted link or something, isn't it? So at the end of the day, you might end up seeing like results that are not really what you wanted at the top of the page where you think that the right answer would be. So you have to like scroll through ads. You might end up seeing worse results at the top of the page. Because the people paying to have their website at the top and not getting there naturally are probably not the place you wanted to go. Okay? So that's the idea. So that's how Google makes their money. Keep that in mind. Other companies, like you have other big tech companies, like Apple, for example, they are really big on privacy. And they can be, because if you follow the money, it makes sense for them to be big on privacy. They make their money selling hardware, iPhones, Macs, and things like that. So, like, their interests don't clash as much with your interests. They want to sell you an expensive computer rather than, like, track you on the internet and sell you things, right? They're already selling you hardware. So it makes kind of sense for them to care about your privacy much more than Google would, which is nice. So yeah, they sell hardware. And so when in doubt, like any publicly traded company, they have to like produce documents for the government saying where their money comes from. So look at that one day. When in doubt, follow the money. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, any questions about that? Is that stuff that we've known? I hope that makes enough sense. So, very weird. The internet is not as it should be, maybe. I don't know. But we like free stuff. We totally like free stuff. I would probably not pay for Google if it like had a subscription and that's how you needed to search for things. So I guess there is a trade-off to be made here. But yeah, to hammer the point home, if there is something that you use that is free, they are making money from you. You're the thing being sold. Okay? So, for example, like when you use Facebook, like all of your information. When you use Google, all of your search history, all of the pictures that you post on Instagram, they're being captured. They're being like used to train AI. They're being like the metadata is being sold to other people, and all of that stuff is allowed in the terms of service, right? The terms of service that you like implicitly agree to, or you check a box or something when you install software or you make an account on a website. And obviously nobody reads it, most likely. Is there anybody who does like read the entire terms of service? Does any of us have that much time? Nice. Okay. Yeah. Good. Maybe we should all be like that. But I know I'm not. So applause to you, sir. Yeah. So instead, I have found a website that I'll give you an activity for. It's called tosdr.org. If you could please go there on the computer in front of you. TOSDR. It stands for it's like a play on this TLDR. If you've heard of that on the internet, that stands for too long didn't read. So this is like terms of service didn't read.org. And so if we click there, tosdr.org, you see a bunch of people who've done the hard work for you. So if you scroll down, it is given a grade to a bunch of popular websites, and there's more if you keep scrolling down. Like Facebook is grade E, oh no, Amazon grade E is like the worst grade you could have. And if you click on them further, like Facebook, if you click on it, it's like, here are all the reasons why Facebook is not good, why it got this grade. This is what is listed in the terms of service that you did not read. Okay? So here are all like some red things, some yellow things. I'm sure there's some green things too. Like there's some good things that Facebook does, but they're outweighed apparently by these things. There's some neutral ideas. So yeah, bunch of cool, interesting facts that you've probably never had spelled out to you before. So please go to this website, and then I'm going to give you an activity. Okay. So go here as you've gone with your group, and again that's short for terms of service didn't read, just like TLDR is short for too long didn't read. They did the reading for you, and here is the activity I'd like you to do with the peer instruction group in front of you. Please go to the Written Ice page, and I'll stop attendance after we've done this activity. So please do that. And why in the world? Why is it? I'm very confused how I'm logged in taking attendance, and it's like I need to log in again. All right. My cookie must have just expired. That's so weird. So there we go. And I will go to the Written Ice page and clear that out for us. Whee. There's that. And I would like you to search Google with your group for a random number between 1 and 8, or like roll a die if you have one in your backpack. But like if you do that, if you search Google for a random number between 1 and 8, it will give you a number like 6, and that will be the group. That will be the number that you use with your group, because I want all of us to look at a different company. All right, so like if you chose 6, here's how you'd find company number 6. Like Facebook would be number 1. Say that Amazon is number 2. Reddit is number 3. Just go in order on the page. 4, 5, and so 6 would be YouTube, and then my group would do YouTube. And I'd read this page. I click on YouTube and go through it. Does that make sense? That's what I like you guys to do. So pick a random number between 1 and 8 as a group, and go to that one on this website and read all this stuff. Read all this stuff together. Talk about it. Discuss, and then please, that's the company you'll click on. And please, on the Written Nice page, go and write down at least 2 things that you learned from that list of things that you read for that company that you didn't expect. It could be either good or bad, doesn't matter. And please explain why it was good, why it was bad. Does that make sense? The activity? That's what I'd like you to do. Go and read the terms of service summarized to you, and like tell me why YouTube is great or it's horrible. Some of these companies are like good, like Wikipedia is grade B, maybe get that one. DuckDuckGo is a free search engine. Maybe you'll want to use it after you read this stuff. So yeah, please take one of these, click on it, and go through it, discuss it as a group, and on the Written Nice page, write down some stuff that you learned that you didn't expect. We got plenty of time for this. Click on the company and get the long list. Couple more minutes. All right, that's my timer. Take another minute or so to like press submit, synthesize your thoughts, and then we'll come back and discuss. Good question. All right, let's see. See what we're thinking, what we found. I think they update the order every year, so I get to learn new things too. I think there's definitely more than what is listed here. There's like if you search, there's other things. There's like search for Netflix, search for Steam. They have grades. So let's see what we learned. Did anybody from a group want to share something crazy that they found? Anything shocking? I won't find otherwise here. Let's see. Group number 3. Let's see, what did they do? Not sure what group 3 reviewed, but oh, Reddit, nice. You irrevocably waive any claims and assertions of moral rights or attribution with respect to your content. I don't even know what that means. Is that a legal term? Moral rights? Sounds like a very strong thing. Like, I give up my moral rights to something.
That's what I thought too. Like,
Yeah, what does that mean?
Said that on like
ethics.
Blizzard too. It said like you give up your moral rights. I was like,
It's something
Mm.
regarding things you create or something like that.
Alright, it's just like kind of like a weak form of copyright, maybe? Is that what it's saying here? Interesting.
I guess. It's got nothing to do with like your morals that you hold.
Yeah, it's like a legal term. Yeah, I guess that's nice, maybe. Crazy. Although we have no obligation to screen edit or monitor your content, we may, in our sole discretion, delete or remove your content at any time for any reason. So, like, you thought you had free speech, but you kind of don't. Maybe is that kind of what it's saying there? Or if you otherwise create or are likely to create liability for us. Yeah, so just if they don't like you, they can delete your stuff. It's not like you just be thankful that it's on there right now at all. It's kind of what they're saying there. Oh yeah, I see Reddit there. Thank you. License includes the right for us to make your content available for syndication, broadcast, distribution, or publication by other companies. Yeah, so what you write is ours now. That's what they're saying. Crazy. So, very interesting. Very weird. Alright, group 4 did YouTube. They have the right to disclose personal information without notifying you. Deleted videos are not truly deleted. Yeah, they're on there forever. They can train their AI on them. Crazy. And sell your stuff. And then, let's see, group number 5 did Amazon. Nice. And I guess if you use Amazon, you promise to not sue them just by using Amazon. That's unfortunate. You forfeit the right to join a class action lawsuit just by using their service. Oh, goody. That's unfortunate. Your personal data may be used for marketing purposes. This may is probably a will, right? We don't understand the need for our personal data to be used for marketing. Good, yeah. Makes no sense. This appears to be because you're already paying Amazon most likely when you buy from them. You have an Amazon subscription. You'd think that you're free from this. But no. They're just trying to make some extra money off the top of your monthly subscription. So this appears more as an invasion of our personal information for the gain of the company with no benefit to the user. Very good, Group 5. That's a great analysis. So yeah, I'm sure there were more groups than this. Maybe we forgot to press submit or were shy, but thank you for everybody who did. So it's disgusting. I hope that we've seen a lot of these things. DuckDuckGo, I guess. Grade A. Wikipedia is grade B. DuckDuckGo is a free search engine, and maybe we all want to use it now over Google. Look at all those green things. Does not track you. Does not even track your IP address. Can delete your account. All those nice things. So consider using DuckDuckGo as a replacement to Google. And then you're good. So yeah, that's fun. Good thoughts. Good ideas. Hopefully I can click this and have it work. Yeah, no, because it logged me out. Yeah, I think I have to refresh the page. And now it'll work. There. That's funny. Okay, so I hope we learned something. We weren't too shocked. But that's what companies are getting up to when you have a free account there. Okay? So there's that you have to worry about on the internet. Also on the internet, like it's a lawless place a lot of the time. Like people are posting more things than people can moderate. And so there's we should also talk about like hate speech is very common on the internet in certain places. That's unfortunate. Posts that incite violence, just people posting lies in general are completely allowed, and like you can't really get rid of them very easily. It's very hard to censor the internet, right? So because people are like posting a million things, and it's hard to like automatically like find them because you don't have enough humans to look through every Twitter post or X post, whatever it's called these days. It's very hard to sort through tons of posts. You can't have a human do it. There's way too many. Through tons of posts to find all the bad stuff. So you're kind of like, it has to stay up there for a while until like enough people like report it, or one of the automated ways that find bad things discovers it. It's a struggle, and this is a topic of current research in computer science, trying to be able to, like, when something gets posted, figure out what kind of post it was. Was it a happy post, a mad post? Was it one that had hate speech in it? Like, even if it's subtle, they're trying to solve that problem, and it's just always going to be a hard one to solve. Okay, so as some examples, some colorful examples, like when Trump's had a Twitter account back in the day, this is technically a post that incites violence if you read it closely enough, right? And so that should not be allowed, and for reasons it was allowed to stay up for a while. And then, like, back, I think the last presidential election cycle, or maybe midterm election cycle, there was some issue with Facebook. Like, they were like allowing information on elections to be posted, and then they like turned away from that and they said, no, we're not going to do it anymore. So political ads, like you can buy ads on Facebook, and one of those kinds were political ads, and Facebook used to allow those, and then they chose to ban them right before the November election. This probably was the midterm election, because there was a lot of misinformation. Like, you could buy an ad and show it on Facebook, and you don't have to say the truth, and that's a bit of a problem. Okay, so it's companies that want to make money are at odds with you wanting to know the truth about things and like to have a good time on the internet. So that's a little weird and unfortunate. And hopefully we are aware of that now. But yeah, it's another thing that we should talk about and get it in your mind. So yeah, any questions about any of that before I switch gears? Does it make enough sense? Does it make us angry at the internet, at large corporations? Maybe a little. So yeah, I would like to switch gears now in the remaining time. It won't be too much longer. I would like to go to Python just for a brief second. I want to show you that warping idea that'll make your programming assignment easier. But honestly, if you want a challenge, do it the other way. Use the inverse tangent. Use the square root and the Pythagorean theorem. All that fun stuff. But I'm going to show you a way to draw whatever you want very easily. Like if you need to draw this particular weird looking triangle, right? It's not equilateral, not isosceles. What is that? It's like scalene or something. The weirdest triangle ever with different angles all over the place. I'll show you a very easy way to do it without having to like break out a calculator. Okay? And the way is to think about what you want to draw in terms of the coordinates. In terms of the coordinates, if you can plan out the coordinates, then you're good to go. So let's open up idle, and I'll walk you through this idea. Let's get it ready at least. Alright, so I'll make a new file in a second. But here's the secret, here's the idea. In the turtle library, if I search for that, Python turtle, there is, in addition to like go forward, there's even a backward, I think, in your current direction. You can do more than that. So forward, backward, turn left, turn right. There's like in addition to a teleport, I like that there is one called teleport that moves the turtle somewhere without drawing something. But I'm just going to teach you one called go to. Called go to or set pause or set position. Either one works. And so that moves the turtle somewhere. If the tail is down, you draw a line as you're moving. If the tail is up, you don't draw a line as usual. But it's just like, regardless of which way you're facing, Mr. Turtle, I'm just going to make you draw a line from where you are to this point that I'm having you go to. All right? So that's the turtle's going to be able to respond to the go to x comma y command. So like if you want the turtle to go to this particular index, you're going to say turtle dot go to x comma y. Okay? That's what you do. Or set pause. Turtle dot set pause x comma y. Turtle dot set position x comma y. It's fewer characters to type go to, so I'm going to teach you that one. Why not? Okay. So yeah, the turtle will respond to the go to x comma y command. The turtle does the turtle does start out in the middle of the window at the coordinates 0, 0, and you can always check where you are. You can always get your current position if you went there in a weird way by just printing turtle.pause. get the position printed out. All right, check yourself. But the turtle begins its life at the coordinates 0, 0, which is smack in the middle of your screen, the screen that opens when you use the turtle library. That's the 0, 0 coordinates. And let me walk you through this idea of goto. So I'll make a new file. Remember to not save your file as a file called turtle, because the second you use the turtle library, it forgets where that is. Got to call it something other than the name of the library. Can't call this turtle.py. I'll call it goto.py. And I'll save it in a folder for today, and I assume this is lecture 15, but I can confirm that quickly. Yes, this is lecture 15. I want to make a new folder for that. I'll save my goto.py there. You could, of course, save yours wherever you want. And so I want to use turtle again, so I'm going to import the turtle library. Now I have the turtle available to me. And I always want to turn the turtle into a turtle. So turtle.shape, pass along the string turtle. So it looks like a turtle rather than an arrow. And just to prove to you that the turtle really does start at 0, 0, you can ask the turtle, hey, what's your position? Turtle.pause with no arguments. And then you can print that result. So you can see the answer on the REPL. So if I just run this program, it imports the turtle library, so it makes this window, and then the turtle begins its life. It turns into a shape of a turtle. The turtle is at 0, 0 right now because we're printing the position, and there it is, 0, 0. And the turtle is facing right, looks like a turtle, exists at 0, 0, and is ready with its tail down by default. Okay, that's our starting point. And you can ask the turtle now to warp places. This is like a hint for your program assignment. Imagine what you want, pick out the coordinates, and then say like turtle.goto. Here, let me do that just quickly. If I say turtle.goto, like 100, 150, like some random coordinate, if I run this program now, whee, you see how I just kind of slid that way, starting at 0, 0 to that particular coordinate. And he's still facing right. That's still his default position. He never turned, he just warped there with his tail down. All right? So that's going to make it much easier on you, I think. So with that, let me show you how. Here's my hint for you. Imagine that your letter, your initial that you're trying to draw right now, or the digits of your graduation year that you're trying to work on, are enclosed in a rectangle. All right? So just imagine, I would like to draw an L here. I would like to draw an N over here. As you plan it out, think about that letter being enclosed in a rectangle. Because look at how easy it will be to draw this letter now if you pick out things. Same with this one. Whee! Imagine enclosed in a rectangle. It's really just a box. And do you see how, the corners of this rectangle, if you knew them, you'd be able to draw the L very easily. It's just go here. This is x1, y1. Go there. Then go here. It's x2, y2. And then go here with your turtle, with your tail down turtle. X3, or X3, Y3, sorry. And I just slide on and make the L. See that? I think that would be easiest for you. And then this one as well. It's just you have to figure out what are the corners of your rectangle, and then you just go there in order. Go to this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. If you just slide in that direction, in that order, you'll make the N. See that? And you'll have to pick midpoints and things for your letters that look a bit different, but you get the idea. All right, so the second you choose the width and height of your letter, you just all right, let's pick a coordinate for one of these corners, then the rest falls into place, doesn't it? So here, let's plan out, let's draw my initials again with that in mind. Okay, so let's plan it all out, and you can try it yourself as I'm talking if you'd like. But here's exactly what I suggest. Let me draw a nice coordinate system with the straightest lines I can possibly draw. It's going to take a second. Whee! There's my coordinate system, and here is 0, 0, the origin. So let's say I want this L to be right here, kind of centered. All right? I want the L to be very centered, and I want to draw it kind of like this. There's my L. not drawn to scale. But I picked that I wanted this to be a width and a height, right? I'm going to start here, then go here, then go here. I picked a width and a height for this L, didn't I? I said that it was going to be 125 wide by like 200 tall. 125 by 200. And so let's keep that in mind. And we will also think about the N. I want it to be over here, right, with a similar width and height. Let's do it like this. Not drawn to scale, but you get the idea. Same height, same width, 125, 200, right? That's what we planned last time anyway. So there's the N as well. So like if I can find these coordinates, I can just warp there, yeah? So let's just plan out the coordinates. It'll make it a lot easier on us. So, okay. Again, I would like this N to be 125 wide by, so same width and height on the top and the bottom, and then also 200 tall. Okay. So imagine these things enclosed in a rectangle, and we know how big the rectangle is. It's going to be 200 by 125. And we need to plan the spaces. So like, let's say that, not to scale, but like, let's say that this space is going to be, let's say this is like 25 away. It's definitely not to scale right now. Let's say this is 25, and like this is another 25. So like the space between the letters is 50 total then. Not completely accurate drawing, but you get the idea. So that's 50 across the letters. With this information, I can figure out everything. I can figure out every coordinate right now, and that's what I suggest you do. Okay? Because, watch. What is the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate of this spot right here? I know, like if this is 200 and it's cutting the L in half, the y-coordinate must be, it better be 100. See that? It's got to be 100. Now I got to figure out where the x is. I'm going left by 25 and left by 125. So that means the x-coordinate must be negative 150, right? Yeah. Negative 150. Does that make sense to us? If you can do this, it takes a while on paper, but it's easier than the Pythagorean theorem probably. If you can do this, then you can plan out the L very easily. It's like, all right, what's the coordinate down here then? It's going to be the same x, right? It's still negative 150. And it's going to be like, if this cuts the L in half, this better be negative 100 in the y. And then, all right, this one is over. It's the same y. We're still down negative 100. But it's over to the right by 125. So it's this negative 150 plus 125, which makes just negative 25. See that? So those are the three coordinates of the L. If I start here, go to there, go to there, go to there, I will make the L. Does that make sense? That's the secret. So now let's do the same for the N. That means, all right, if this was negative 25, negative 100, go to 25, this is now 0, negative 100. And that makes this positive 25, negative 100. And I can calculate these in any order. Like this is, like if I go right some more as we're going right, this is going to be 25 plus 125, so 150, still negative 100 on the y, right? And then if I go up from here by 200, I know that this is going to be 25, and we've added 200 to the y, so it's going to be positive 100. And likewise, we know that this is going to be the same x as this one and the same y as this one, so it's going to be 150, 100. You see that? So the second you have all the coordinates, you're done. You just tell the turtle to go there in the right order. It's like start here, then warp here, right? That'll draw that line. Then warp here, that'll draw that line. Then warp here, that'll draw that line. Okay. So that is the secret. Let's make that happen. So let's turn this into code now. So I want to get the turtle in position to draw the L. That's where I want to go first. So I want to draw the L. So I need to get there first. I need to go to, like the first thing I want to go to is like the top part, the negative 50, 100, right? So it's negative 150, 100. But I don't want this right now. This is not good enough because if I run this program, he's just going to warp there with his tail down. So I want to get him in position with his tail up. So pick your tail up, Mr. Turtle. Turtle that up. Then go to that place. And now it's happy. Now he's in the right spot. Okay? So then we can start moving. Put the tail back down. Now we're ready to start drawing. And let's, all right, so we are right here. I need to go to negative 151, negative 100. And that will draw the right side, or that part of the L, left side, I guess. And then he's ready to go to the next one. Go to negative 25, negative 100. So it's very simple now that we've planned out the coordinates. All right, so there's my L, and it should be happy. So let's, here's the code. And there it goes, drawing it. So does that make sense so far, why that code draws that L? All right, because now we need to like go across the gap. You need to get to the other place. Like let's say I want to draw the N like I do with a pencil. So I want to get like starting here, go up like that. So I need to get to this place. I need to go to 25, negative 100. But I need to get there. So I need to move to the start of the N. That's going to be turtle.go to 25, negative 100. But again, the tail is down. That's a long L now. So that's not good enough. So I need to pick the tail up before I do that. Then you're at the right spot, Mr. Turtle, and then you can put your tail back down. So now we're in the right position. And we made this gap. We crossed the gap, and then we put our tail back down to make marks again. Okay? And then finally, let's draw the end. So starting here, as we are, we need to go here, go to 25, 100. +25, 100. Then I need to go to 150, negative 100. So that's going to draw most of the end so far. Then I'm sitting right here at negative 50, negative 100. I want to go up now. So I just go to this place, 150, positive 100. And that, my friends, will give me my letter. And so this was like move to the start of the end. This was actually drawing the end, this part. So here's the code in full as we planned it out. And here is the beautiful result of all that. Don't have to worry about angles at all. Any questions about how this code's producing that output? You get it? All right. So if we're happy, I would like you to play around because that's how we learn. With your newfound knowledge of GoTo, here's my code. Go draw something. Plan it out and draw it. I'll give you a few minutes and then we'll wrap up. But go like draw a house or something. Plan out the points. Like I'd like to draw this exact shape. Draw a little house. Give it a door and a window if you want to. But like plan out the coordinates. Like I need to go here and here and here and here. This place. Like the second you've done that, it's like it becomes easy. Yeah? So see if you can get something cool on your screen. And I'll come around and help you if you're having any trouble. And then that'll be it for the day. But you want to plan out the points first, like we were doing. Honestly, you just need one, right? Just figure out the width and the height. Pick one starting coordinate, and the rest like you can solve. Just think about how fun this will be once we learn how to do loops in Python and randomness in Python. So then you just like draw random lines forever. That'll look cool. Alright. That's my timer. Keep on playing. We got plenty of time still. But let's see. Do any questions come up as we were trying things that I could answer? And I can definitely come around and help you if you have questions after I finish my little speech here. So yeah, that is, I think, where I want to stop today. So keep playing around if you'd like. But let me check and see if I need to give you anything. No, it was just the lecture for the day because you got the programming assignment last time. So yeah, that is all the words that I want you to hear from me. The rest of the time is yours to work.